Hey there, David Hawk here. Today in the xTool Studio tutorial, I want to take you to the applications section because there's so much stuff in there to just make your life easier. It's kind of cool to use, and I know it's made my life easier, so I think it will yours too. So let's go there. First of all, let me just show you where it's just the little 4 boxes down here. Once you open that, you get all these different things. So let me take you into another canvas. By the way, if you don't know canvases are huge. You can now do as many canvases, I think, as you want. I know you can do up to 6 because I've done up to 6. Let's talk about those just real quick. You can rename them, so if you want to name that canvas Christmas stuff, you can. And then, of course, you can always delete or duplicate a canvas as well. With that said, let's just go into this canvas because it will help me show you what we need to do with various things. Actually, you know what? Let's go into a separate canvas because I want to show you how to do a material test grid. I did a video on this a while back, but it was with the XCS software. So I want to show you with this. If you want it, you have to select which material test grid you want to do. So I typically do the engraves because that's going to show you the different colors for the different powers and speeds and things. Now also, when xTool brings this in, you can see this thing is actually a little over 1.5 inches. So I like to move it down to 1/4 inch, so 0.25. And now we've got this here, which looks tiny, but we can bump up our zoom, make it look a little bit bigger. But now if you select that, come over here to applications and do material test array, which is, you can see that on the screen, xTool showing you what that is. So it sets you in here with minimum, so you can increase this if you want to. You can see the power is 10, 33, 55, 78, and a 100. Speeds are 10, 158, 305, 453, and 600. So what you can do is change that if you want to, because engraving at a 10 speed is going to probably burn right through basswood if you're doing basswood. This works on any material you want to do though, so you know, if you're doing stone, you may want to keep that 10. I don't know, but power, I'm going to start at, let's say, 40. And you'll see that that changes things, but the other thing you can do is change your columns and your rows. So now you get 40, 47, 54, 60, 67. You get a much wider range. So I like to run these really as big as I can so that I get that full range of everything that the xTool is capable of, and then I can kind of immediately gauge my power and speed settings based on whatever material I'm running. So I love doing these. Once you click done, it's set. Now it's ready to run, and you can see that it has, let's just make this a little bigger, shall we? You don't want to make this bigger if you're going to want that 1/4 inch dot, because once you start moving this, that dot's going to be a different size, but I just want to show you what it is. So now you can see it's going to print out xTool engrave test. You can also add text here. I like to do whatever type of material I'm running. So if I'm going to run this test on maple, I'm going to add maple to it, just so I don't have to second guess myself. I can tell a piece of maple from other woods, but I still just like labeling these. And now you can see you've got all these engraved parameters. The only one you're going to have to change is the one that I just put in, because it says 1 and 80, so that's not going to even mark. But now you've got all these engraved parameters. For every one of these dots is different. So now your machine's going to go in and just show you all that stuff. So I love material test grids. That's what I call them. You know, I wish it's an array, material test array, and I guess that's a fancier way of saying grid. I wish xTool would go with my verbiage, but they don't. All right, so let me go back and show you a couple other things. I'm going to go to this piece here. I told you this video is going to be pretty intense, and the applications is really cool. So you've got grid arrays. So if you wanted to do, let me just get rid of all of it. Push those to the side. If you wanted to run, say, let's start with grid. So if you want to run multiples of this image and do it like for coasters or something, or in some sort of a template, you can do that here. You can do 4 columns, and then you can see now you've got that is there. It also groups it in, so if you want to do something to them individually, now you need to ungroup them, and you can still work with it just like any other image. So that's that. What is that? I don't know what I did there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, I think I ungrouped I lost the dot. You got to be careful. I'm not going to worry about it right now. That's what that was. So let's go into circle array. It just does the circle. So you've got, I've never actually run a circle array, so I'm not too familiar with that. Let's do 10. Yeah. So there's your circle array. It just takes it in a circle. I'm going to cancel it. Like I said, I've never done a circle array, but it'd be cool. I mean, if you're doing some kind of, some kind of clock with a decoration around it or something, that would be cool. Let's go back to applications. Next, we did material test array. Code generation. I love this part too, because if you're making things and you're putting them out on the market, you can bring people back to your website. So you can do laserfilevault.com. Once you put that in there, there you go. You've got your QR code. It's scannable, and it prints really well with the xTool. So that's cool. Next, we have smart nesting. So let's say we're going to run all of this stuff, and you got to select it. So we select everything. And what smart nesting is going to do is bring everything in and waste as little material as possible. So I don't think it doesn't group it. So that's kind of cool. Now we've got that to waste as little material as possible. So that's kind of fun. Now you can just move stuff around as you want again. Next thing we have is batch fill. And batch fill works great if you've got a camera in the machine. If you don't have a camera in your machine, like I've got the S1, you have to actually take a picture with your phone, and you've got to get the XCS software app on your phone. Then you can take a picture and it'll load it into the software, and you'll have that available. I think batch fill, like I say, if you've got a camera in your machine, works great. If you don't have the camera in the machine, I think it's kind of, unless you're just running a one-off thing, say I wanted to do this stuff and I had it laying in here, and I know I'm just going to run this one time, I'm never going to run it again, then batch fill would be worth going through the hassle, because you've got some little markers you've got to put in, and I wish I had those. Or just look like little bullseyes. But you lay that in your machine, and then you take that picture, and xTool orients everything. You've got to take the laser head and put it on those dots, and then it knows where these things are, and it'll run those. And that's like if you're running a key ring or something like that. So pretend this is a key ring, just laying all over the machine, and then you're going to put whatever engraving on those. It'll do that for you. But what I find with the machines that don't have cameras like the S1 is that just making a template goes so much faster. Last year at Christmas, we ran 120 sets of stone coasters for a company, and if I'd have had to run this batch fill every time I put that in there, I would have probably not done it or not wanted to do it. been nearly as quick either. It still took a while, but if you just make a template, and I'll do a video on making templates because it works, in my opinion, it works so much faster on machines that don't have cameras. So if you don't have a camera, I think I have a video somewhere. I'll make another one though on the templates because they come in really handy. Measurement is just what it shows, it's just click. You gotta click. Okay, so now we can measure from here to here, and you can see, well, double click. Okay, so there to there we've got 12 inches. I don't really use that feature either very often. I've never really come up with a need for it, although there may be something that comes up that I need it for. Now here's where we get into some really cool stuff, because you've got the earring generator. So if you want to make a piece of jewelry and you want to make it fairly quickly, you can see you've got this one. You can change all the little icons over here and it's going to print that or engrave that. Here we've got butterflies, and you've got multiple sets of butterflies, so whatever you want there. These are cool. So you've got a lot of different, we've got some Day of the Dead. This looks like a switch. So there we go. We've got some Christmas gnomes. These are new. I might have to make my wife a set of these. She likes the gnomes. So now what we can do is, let's just say import to canvas. This version is outdated. Please update to the latest release. Well, let's import by exploded file then. I don't care. So now you just set your height. Now you can see this is 1.8 inches. I think that's probably big enough for an earring. But here's two where you could use, once you've got that set the way you want it to go, you could come back if you wanted. Do your grid array, 2 rows. I'm going to do 1 column, and now you've got a set of earrings top and bottom. Or of course you could do 2 columns, 1 row, and you've got earrings side by side. And I like the doing the grid array, or you get the wording right, grid array, okay, for things like this, because it actually sets them really close to each other, and that way, again, you're wasting less material. So I really find that handy. So that you've got that with earrings, keychains, boxes. This is really cool. You can make whatever box you want, and you can see you've got some different options over here for patterns. So now you can see it's changing down here. It was changing down there. So it has changed down there. Let's just import it and see where we go. I guess I need to update my software already. So here we go. We've got the box. Now, the thing I like about these boxes is when you make them, when you get this file in like this, if you don't do anything individually, but you have it grouped, if you change the size of it, everything goes together still in that size box. So you can tell how large you are. Well, let's ungroup it now. See, again, ungroup. So once you're ungrouped, now you can tell how big your box is going to be. So this is a big box, 8 inches wide, 7 inches high. So it's a large box. And then you can come in here too and change your text to whatever you want. So that's cool. Just make sure that you are keeping everything grouped when you start moving stuff, because if you don't, then you get things out of whack and it won't fit anymore. Something you can do, you can see here where I've kind of got myself in a pickle. If I try and group everything, I'm grouping everything, including these little things. So you can just select the red, and that's where layers comes in. I'll do another video on layers, but this is really where layers comes in, and now you can move just that red layer. You can see I lost the text too, so I need to bring that back in. But I love layers for that too, because now once you've got this all covered up and kind of mingled in like I did with the other images. Well, now I can get those out of the way and fix that. Let's just grab this and pull it back in. All right, so that's boxes. People tend to love boxes. They're fun to make. I like them, and give it a try because that's cool. Next thing is the puzzle generator. I haven't had a great deal of luck with this yet, honestly, but check this out. I mean, I just think this is cool. If you're wanting to do like wedding venues and things, who wouldn't love this? You know, it's already made for you. I guess it's gonna make me explode it. Yep, exploded file. Okay, I will update my software before I do the next video. You know what, let's go to a new canvas, or I don't think I need these here anymore. Let's get rid of those, and then I'll bring that puzzle back in. So, again, puzzle generator, this puzzle, this is kind of cool too. You can change the font size here. Some of these things, yeah, and you can change your text here. So I like this personally, but you could change it to one self, I don't know. But I just think that's so cool. And now you can change the date and of course the names, and then import into Canvas as an exploded file because I have not updated my software. There, now you've got this thing ready to go. Why we have two? Okay, here's why we've got two, because it's a base. I guess I would do the base, and then you would attach this outside piece to this, and then you've got the base for the puzzle to go into. So that is cool. And once they put that together, they may want to frame that or something. So yeah, I would do the base. That makes sense. I love the puzzles. Now let's get rid of the puzzle. We've also got an ornament generator over here. So if you want to do Christmas ornaments, you can. You can see these things get really cool, and you've got various options as far as what you want to do over here too. Oh, that's kind of cool, isn't it? So your little extra piece. There it goes. Sorry, phone's beeping at me. Takes it a minute, but I mean, now you've got all these ornaments to choose from. Oh, there's one. Put somebody's dog's name in there. They're gonna love it. I'm not gonna worry about changing anything. It looks like you've got different dog images up here. That's cool, isn't it? And then you can change that second icon here, so you've got the other little image. I mean, you've just got so much straight out of the box with XCS. Yeah, I'm 21 minutes in. I'm sorry, I've kept you longer than I wanted to. But now you've immediately got this file. You can come grab you a text box. Let's just use Taco since she's my little dog. You'll see Taco in a video somewhere on the channel. So there, now obviously you got to do a little more work changing that up and centering and things, but who wouldn't love that with their dog? And you know, if it's even better if you've got an image of whatever breed their dog is. Very cool. And then of course you've got the map generator. That costs a little money, but from what I understand, well, you can try it for free, you get a 2-week trial. But from what I understand, these maps sell really well. You've seen them, you know, YouTube has them on a lot, and it's the background of a city, and then it has all the waterways and roads and different things. So they're cool. But this software is, what is it? $9.60 a month if you buy it by the year, $12 a month if you pay for it by the month. And you know, I don't think that's bad, because if you're selling, you know, you get 18 credits per month. I assume that means it's 18 maps per month, although I don't know that. You would have to check that. You know, if you're selling 18 of these maps, I mean, I don't know what price they go for, but they are pretty intricate, so I can see people paying money for those if you frame them, make them nice and things. So that's it. That is the application folder. I'm way into a long video. I'm sorry about that, but there's just so much in there. go in there and check that out. It's really cool. I love it. And, you know, it's just part of the xTool Studio, and why I tell people all the time I really think they should get xTool Studio. And it's the best software out there, I feel, because it gives you so many options straight out of the gate. You don't have to do a whole bunch of design work. It's already done for you, and you can start engraving things, wood, leather, whatever it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've stayed with me this long, first of all, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I tend to like the shorter videos more, but if you know anybody this video might help, please share it with them. Again, if you liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love that, and I will talk to you soon. If you've got any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. I answer everything personally as quickly as I can, and I'm happy to talk about xTool Studio, engraving, the lasers, whatever you have questions about, please feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer it with what knowledge I have. So talk to you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.